that the MSM are establishment mouthpiece puppets and propagandists for the real ruling elite, the shadow government, the deep state, the powers that shouldn't be, the banking oligarchy. You know the score by now. But probably a lot of people around you don't know that score, or are at least a little bit more inclined to believe that the mainstream media does represent a fair and balanced and neutral and impartial look at the political spectrum. They may think it's slanted to the left, or they may talk about, Fox News and outlets like that being slanted to the right. But the idea is that at any rate, you can find some semblance of an actual representation of reality within the mainstream media. But I am sure you have noticed, and I'm sure even your most asleep, brainwashed friends and coworkers and family members have noticed over this election cycle, the propaganda has been getting more and more ridiculous. It has been getting more and more in your face that the establishment media is utterly biased and increasingly detached from reality. And one example of that of course came up this past weekend, you all saw it, what happened to Hillary Clinton at the 9/11 memorial, the occult ritual celebration, whatever that was, with the collapse, stumble, whatever they want to frame it as she was leaving the ceremony because she was overheated, dehydrated. Oh no, it was pneumonia, whatever they want to come out with next. And here's a good tweet from Anarchy Ball that I thought was a good way of showing this. Slate a couple of years ago, Castro's so healthy he can't even remember what being sick feels like, says state-run media. Or Stabroke News, Venezuela denies new rumors about Chavez's health. And we all know how that turned out. And then we have CNN Politics from just late last month, just a couple of weeks ago. The New Birthers debunking the Hillary Clinton health conspiracy. And we have seen that talked about in recent weeks, this new conspiracy theory that these crazy conspiracy theorists are coming up with when they theorize about their conspiracies about Hillary's health. It's just conspiracy theory. Did we mention conspiracy theory? You don't want to be a conspiracy theorist, do you? And, of course, we all saw the inevitable result of that. And, again, that was, I think, nicely encapsulated by Jason C. here on Twitter. What a difference a few days make. You have Washington Post a few days before. The attacks on Hillary Clinton's health are nasty. They're also failing. And then after the incident in New York, how is Hillary Clinton still alive? In fact, they're going overboard with their these are conspiracy theories of the most ridiculous order. The man who discovered CTE thinks Hillary Clinton may have been poisoned, and any guesses who may be poisoning her? Adding that his reasoning is that he does not trust Russian President Vladimir Putin or Donald Trump. So now, literally, the mainstream media, the Washington Post, and the other establishment mouthpieces are floating the most over-the-top conspiracy theories regarding Hillary's health. It's not that she is sick and trying to cover that up, which is a pretty reasonable supposition given the data that we have. No, it's that she is being secretly poisoned by Vladimir Putin, probably working in conjunction with his Siberian candidate, Donald Trump, right? It's just ridiculous. It's just so far beyond the pale of anything that any normal, straight-thinking human being would be capable of wrapping their mind around that you have to wonder, how much do they think they can gaslight the public with this nonsense? And here's, of course, CNN's coverage of the stumble in New York, stumbling during 9/11 ceremony. This was not a stumble. Stop pretending that this was a wobble or a stumble or she lost her footing. No, she was flat out unconscious. She was literally being dragged into the van. And everyone can see that who watches the video. Yet here they are playing it for the public and just saying, trust us, she stumbled. And then they go on to talk about the dehydration or the overheating talking points that were originally floated before they go on to say, oh yeah, by the way, she had pneumonia. It's so ridiculous. Now, of course, no one is buying it. Of course, you have 663 dislikes on this 15,000 view video. That is a remarkable amount of dislike from the public. And everyone is saying, CNN keeps on defending lying for Hillary. Why? Stop saying she stumbled, she collapsed. Stop gaslighting Americans. Weekend at Hillary's. Is Hillary's health still a conspiracy theory? Every single comment here absolutely lambasting this ridiculous coverage, as you would expect. When you outright 100% flat out lie to the face of the public in such a bald-faced and easily see-through manner. You have to wonder what's going on. Now, I did write about this phenomenon last month when it was, still at that time, quite obvious that there was, it was becoming a meme and a talking point in the establishment press. Yes, we need to abandon ideas of neutrality in this election cycle, and we need to start being biased. And I wrote about that in the newsletter. MSM finally admits they're biased. Now what are we going to do about it? And talked about some of those examples that were going around at that time. Now it's even getting more and more ridiculous as this selection cycle moves on. My question for you guys out there, given all of this, and given that you know that the establishment media has always been propaganda, and it's always been biased, and has always favored whatever the powers that shouldn't be want, but why are they making it so blatant now, so in your face, that the average American citizen and people around the world, even Hillary supporters, I see in the comment sections of article after article now coming out and saying it's ridiculous, it's embarrassing, I don't understand why they're doing this. It's gotten way beyond any point that would be reasonable, and I don't think that can be coincidental. I think this must be part of some sort of agenda. But the question is what? Why? Why are they making it so obvious? Now, obviously, I have my own ideas, and in this article I go on to say that I think they are trying to fan the flames of the Summer of Rage. They are trying to drive that wedge deeper, and basically, if they pile on one candidate, they know that when that candidate gets selected on selection day, that it's going to cause the riots. It's going to cause people to lose their minds. I think that has to be part of it. But even so, it is just so utterly ridiculous right now that I think there must be multiple levels to this agenda. So I want to pick your guys' brain. What do you think is happening here? Why is the MSM just 100% openly now flaunting this ridiculous conspiracy theorizing and bias and just shoving it in the public's face? Is there a good reason for this? I want to hear your comments. If you are a Corporate Report member, please do log into the website and leave your comments in the show notes in the comments section for this video. The link will be in the video description.